Satnam, this is Sandrikor for the cycle of the goddess that you are. Today I'm recording the first video of 2018 and it's my pleasure to share with you what is the energy of this full moon in Cancer bringing us. On the one hand, the next day, the very next day on the 3rd January, we are having a supermoon in Cancer. That means that we will be seeing the moon 40% bigger than what we regularly see and 30% brighter than the regular moon. But this also has an impact on how we feel and how we experience the energy of the moon on the 2nd January. On the one hand, you know that every full moon is the moment to observe coming to an end the cycle that you started or that we started by the 24th June 2017. At that moment, with the new moon in Cancer, I told you that it was about to study yourself, to study what is your basic need, and for that purpose, I proposed to you my work, the cycle of the goddess that you are, so that you could identify what was your goddess of your soul, so that you can identify what is your basic need. And once you know that, the purpose was to work all these 6 months until today on feeding your moon, on feeding this basic need of yours, so that you can be a woman that stands on her own feet, that doesn't need to rely on the team, on the group, or in a partner, so to be a complete woman. And this is what this moon is asking you, to assess how you've been nurturing yourself, how you've been taking care of yourself, how you've been re-educating yourself and protecting yourself, so that you can grow as the goddess that you are meant to be. On the one hand, in this full moon, we have this supermoon and this emotional aspect. And this is going to be reinforced by the super triangle that we have with Mars and Jupiter in Scorpio, that are encouraging you to take precipitated action. Mars is really much going for action, going for it right away, without thinking, without validating the emotions or the feelings of others. And it's reinforced by Scorpio being its own planet, its own sign, that wants to get to the depth of things, and by Jupiter, that it is like amplifying all what is in there. On the other side of the triangle, we have Neptune at home in Pisces. Neptune, I've spoken about it lately, and it's this planet about perfection, about the idea, about God, or what you meant, or what is considered to be perfect. Fashion, no, the ideal man, the ideal woman, how should I be? And this brings and pops up all this image of perfection, is diluting, it's putting into a cloud or what already is there. And perfecting and completing this triangle, we have the moon in Cancer. That is the full moon we are having in this moment. So this means that, and I've called this triangle like the dreamy triangle, because it's a triangle that makes us believe that we can achieve whatever we want, that there's no limitation, and makes us being very much of a dreamer. So it can be dangerous, because when we have this reality, we are not able to valorate all this action that Mars is getting us into doing, what could be the consequences of those actions, and how other people in the surrounding are going to take them. So it could be dangerous in this aspect, but also physically, because if we take a very precipitated action, there's a danger of accidents happening, and so there goes the warning. On the other hand, with this supermoon, all the planets are going to be walking forward. Usually we have 1 or 2 planets retrograding, and that means that in that moment we have that aspect of ourselves like reassessing how's it working. But for 8 weeks, starting on the 3rd January until the 8th March, we have all the planets walking forward. That says that we are going to have a very decisive and incisive action happening. So it's a moment to start things. Although this is a full moon and it's a moment of completion, not to start a thing, it's this fact that all the planets are walking forward and that we have 8 weeks, that makes 2 months to have them working for us. It's a moment of great dynamism in which a lot of our initiatives for 2018 are going to be launched. So it is good news that I warned you to make your intentions for the new moon, for the year 2018 with the new moon November 17, because, as I told you last month, December, when we had Mercury retrograding, we were not clear at all. And still today, we are not clear at all, because Mercury is still in the shade, and we won't be clear until the 11th January. But anyway, we have all these planets walking forward, including Mercury, and so we will be compelled to action. And so to be able to use it in a proper way, I invite you to go back to your intentions for the new moon in November and start going for it. Because what you implement in those 2 months is going to be it for the 2017, for the 2018. And more than anything, you'll be reassessing, reevaluating, recalibrating this, what you are doing in these 2 months. So there's no time to lose, just go for it. On top of that, I wanted to let you know that apart from this big triangle, the dreamy triangle, we have a stellium of planets in Capricorn. Mercury is still in Sagittarius, still thinking and analyzing, not being clear about the ideals and hesitating, while all the other planets we've been speaking and that I will refresh your mind about are there in Capricorn, really starting to build the structure. Capricorn is very much about work. So it's building structures, not letting anything to random facts, with method and hard work, bit by bit, so that you can create a structure that you can predict how is it going to work. Because Capricorn loves controlling, loves knowing what's going to happen, how your business is going to run, how much money are you going to make, how's your family going to be, and so and so. So in these moments, you have on the one hand Saturn, that is the regent of Capricorn, at home, but it's very close with Lilith and the Sun, also in Capricorn. So you have all your energy there in Capricorn, but you are feeling very much this, what I shared with you in the previous video. So if you've not seen it, please have an eye on it so that I don't repeat myself about Lilith and what you see of your darkest female energy, of this side of us that is making us being envious for what others have and feel limited. That is what Saturn is also about, and all the more when it's in Capricorn. Feel limited because we are not, because we don't have what the others have. All the more in these times when with internet we have access to everybody in the globe, so we see everybody shining at their best, and by contradiction or by contrast we see what we are not. And so Lilith is really presenting all that there, and it could be very, very risky that with all this energy of action that is there in the moment, that you set your attention to what you don't have and what the others have, and just remain in this energy of just being envious. All the way around, use your Lilith, use your wand, this contact with Chiron that we had in the last new moon, to understand what are you looking for, what would you like to become, who you want to be, because of what you envy and what you've realized your wounds are. And so nurture your moon in this supermoon, accomplish or put your focus in accomplishing these that you didn't get in these 6 months on working on your moon, on nurturing yourself, and set your intentions for this project of the self, of who you truly are, of what you want to become, and use your Lilith and your Chiron to point at those things, so that instead of trying, like glamorous, like a superficial cover of everything is perfect and wonderful, as these Neptunian pieces wants us to look like, going for the depth, going for what is there really in your heart, what is your want, what is your core, and growing from that wound so that you authentically become the goddess that you are meant to be. And also I wanted to speak a little bit about Uranus in Aries. Uranus in Aries has been there long, and we've been working with it the half of the year, the past year. So we know very much about right now about how it feels, this Uranus. In the moment, Uranus is still, let me see if it's retrograding. Uranus. Yeah, it's out of the retrograding, but it's still in the shade. So it's about to start putting the energy it's been collecting like a spring back into action. It's going forward. So you are starting to feel the effects of all this, what you wanted to change, and you were reevaluating and recalibrating while it was retrograding in the last moon. So there are many changes coming up because of this Uranus. Some of them are surprises that you are going to have no control about them, but definitely I can tell you that this is what this is bringing you. It's going to be soothed and enhanced by this dreamy triangle that is going to help you understand and make the most of this change by surprise that has popped up in your scene, so that you can use this mixture of this full moon that works also a bit like a new moon, so to understand complete, but also to put your energy, this full energy of the full moon, on growing this what you need to grow. This is a bit the image of a goddess Lakshmi, the goddess of prosperity. So this is what I wanted to present to you in this full moon. Satnam, I hope it worked for you. Thank you.